Alright, you guys, welcome back to some more Hapymaher. I did skip a little bit ahead. We're kind of redoing the Christmas event, and I kind of saw, I guess, a little bit of what's about to happen. Like, the next few lines. Saki is gonna be the princess this time. Yep, that's crazy. So we're kind of redoing this event, and instead of, Keiko being the princess, it looks like Saki is gonna be our princess. Saki froze completely. She looked like she herself didn't understand what was happening at all. We didn't know what to say either. But the ones who appeared on the monitor was Saki, no mistaking it. I don't know how different this is going to be. I'm assuming this will be a lot different, with her. But if it's really similar, I'm just going to probably skip past it because I am trying to, get into her route. I'm really impatient right now. Plus, the announcer was introducing her as Princess Saki Hasano. Saki, you're a princess? Although I knew that wasn't possible, I found myself murmuring that anyways. On the screen, Saki was in a dress giving a fake but perfect smile. In reality, she was going into a panic and grabbing my collar. Everything's your fault, Alice. Hirosaka was the only one who seemed calm, because she's just relieved that she's not the princess this time. At some point, she had gone and bought some coffee and was now sipping at it. All our gaze was focused on one person. Okay, someone's a little full of themselves. I mean, she is best girl, but someone's a little full of themselves, aren't we? Don't destroy any countries before we even say anything. Galprez wasn't like a princess, was she? Was this a difference in values between us and the West? Is that a reference to the other outfit she wears? Because yeah, she's more of a queen for sure. Ah, that's it. Okay, I mean, to be fair, Yayoi looks like she's the oldest here. Like, is anybody gonna question that? Okay, nobody's gonna question that. I couldn't tell if she was shocked or just pretending to be shocked. No, let's calm down, to be honest. I don't understand all this stuff about Saki being an engaged princess or the star of a party. But we're involved now, so we have to do something. I don't understand this dream. I continue to watch the situation thinking that it was like a festival, but now we're involved. We couldn't let it be. We had to do something, just as I tried to shift gears like that. Ah, we're going back to this guy. Can I skip this? Okay, I'm probably gonna skip parts of this just because I don't want this to drag out. Like, I want to see the funny parts, but I am trying to, get through this. I feel like we've gone through this event a few times, or at least enough to understand it. So I'm like, I don't need to keep seeing it, okay? The one who got out of the sports car was Takahara-san. Okay, so a little bit different, not Keiko's dad. Now see, this doesn't even feel like a dream right now, okay? Like, this is just normal. Pepper's burst out laughing at the word princess. Yeah, I feel that. This is much more funnier than having Keiko's dad. Because Takahara-san is a lot less intimidating, albeit scary still. Lopez desperately tried not to laugh as Saki stewed in embarrassment. It looked like a bit like she was picking on her. Takahara-san was talking to someone on her phone. Occasionally we heard scary words like troublemakers and kidnapping. Then she snapped her phone shut. While that was happening, a van pulled up, and the men that went flying were being taken away by men in black suits that ran up. It's dangerous. It had really been dangerous just now, so we couldn't really protest. I like how we're getting the whole exact same scenario, except, Saki's version. That was no longer on display. Saki pointed at the monitor.
今さら説明しなくても納得していただけていると思ったんですが、また内藤君が何か吹き込んだの。
Why does it always have to be me? Why can't Saki make bad decisions on her own? The way she looked at me was even more severe than usual. No, that's not it, but Takahara-san? Before I could even think, huh, Takahara-san briskly whisked Saki to the car. Damn, she just got kidnapped. By, well, technically she's her caretaker in a way. Alice moved in to stop her, but Takahara-san paid her no mind as she got into the car herself after pushing Saki in and closed the door. She was so quick that there was no time to stop her. Then, as they were leaving... Oh no, that sounds so threatening. Takahara-san looked straight into my eyes as she said this before revving the engine again and speeding away. At some point, Tetsuya and the others who had been run over had been cleaned up and... Who had been run over? Had been cleaned up in the front of the station like the same as it always did. What the frick? You ran him over? What the hell was going on? We still don't know. All we knew was that Saki was alone. That Saki alone had been taken away. See, I'll read this stuff because this is funny. Like, it's just a meme to me by this point. Just going this far has already been hell. Can I skip? No. Somehow managed to escape to here. Okay, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit more, because if it doesn't involve Saki, we ain't watching it, okay? Okay, this actually is an important choice we have to make. We don't want Saki to be taken away by some prince. I wonder if it's gonna be Yayoi again. So we need to say that's right, because we don't want her being taken away. I thought I was saying something obvious, but everyone looks shocked. Wait, why are you questioning that? Of course I'm gonna be against Saki getting hitched to some mystery person. I'm a very honest person, thank you very much. Okay, so I think this is where we kind of start, like, showing that maybe we have feelings for her beyond, you know, just this kind of big brother, you know, little sister type thing. Hey, that might be part of it, but... Crap, that just slipped out. When they looked up, Alice and Club Prez were grinning with their hands over their mouths. You know, I think it is about time for him to start taking responsibility. On hold? Where have I heard that before? Ushio and freaking Mitsuyoshi. Oh, you didn't hear me say that. Koga. Yep, I'm not gonna spoil anything for somebody who hasn't watched that yet. Well, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, it's not a spoiler, huh? Alice, you're gonna say that in front of these two. It was me, I'm sorry. Alice's voice was so serious I inadvertently sat up straight. Hirosaka was staring at us with an expression that, as usual, you couldn't tell what she was thinking. Yeah. What is there something you want to say too, Hirosaka? Oh, that's surprisingly perceptive of you. Maybe this is Kurodani's dream. Or, Furia, sorry. Kurodani was in that dream where Furia was kind of riding around, but... Oh, that really is a dream. I want it to happen to me? Okay, I know what's gonna happen in freaking her route. If this was Saki's dream and it had all been set up by her. Flopped onto the bed. I'm getting the feeling that if I go to save her, there will be no turning back. Towards my back as I lay on the bed, Club Press spoke up. I was unable to reply because I knew it was true. I gave a small sigh. All right, time to skip ahead again. I think we'll see. We'll see where it puts us.
トールをアリスの恋人としてイメチェンさせるから。
Hey, yo, hold up. I don't remember this part.
恋人？それにイメチェンって何する気？
Was this in here before? I don't remember this.
アリスさん好みの感じに着飾っちゃっていいんじゃないでしょうか。
I think did it. Who did we date before? Did we date? I think we were with Saki, right? Like we went to the party with Saki, just because that made the most sense, and she could bring a guest, right? So I was wondering what she was going to do. Club Prez snatched away my glasses. No, hey, Club Prez, give me my glasses.
どうせ伊達なんだからいいでしょ。夢で見た時から思ってたんだけど、これはやっぱり。
Really, what? They may have just been for show, but with them off, I felt a little ill at ease.
普段はメガネで目つき悪いけど、
Why are you getting so
その目
close?
しっかりさせるだけでイメージだいぶ変わるわよね。確かにこうして見るとかなり違いますね。ハスノさんがその辺気をつけさせたいって言ってた気持ちがわかります。
Yeah, she was talking about us, you know, kind of changing our appearance a little bit. I was surprised that Hirosaka and Saki had a conversation like that. Next thing I knew, Alice was pinching my hair and arranging it. Alice, what are you doing?
いや、ちょっと気になって。なるほど。確かに兄弟だもんね。そのなんだから似てるといえば似てるかって思って。
Oh, mine and I don't look that much alike, I don't think. I think you guys do. I thought he was talking about Saki at first. I'm so used to, like, when we're talking about us being a big brother to somebody, we're talking about Saki. You know, I forget sometimes, like, oh, Maya, you know, actually our little sister. They just refer to Saki so much. Felt awkward having her play around with my hair and staring directly at me from such a short distance. I know, like, look how close they are. Alice had big eyes, pretty fine features. Oh, what? Well, I thought this was Saki's route. Why are we flirting with her, huh? So having her this close made me really conscious of her, and I couldn't help but feel really embarrassed. I am looking forward to getting to know her. I feel like Alice is one of those characters I just haven't gotten a really good hold on, like, you know, deeper details about her. I feel like I just kind of know she's a little bit goofy, and she seems to always wander away. I think she's gonna be one of those characters that we get into her route and we see that she's actually doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing kind of what exactly is going on. Oh, I didn't mean to double click. Can we cut his hair? Why not? I've always thought he should get his hair cut anyways. Let's do it. What about my opinion? You don't get an opinion, my guy. You're surrounded by a bunch of girls. Who gave you the inkling that you had an opinion? Thought it was pointless to decide to ask anyways. Okay, good. At least he knows. Yeah, you are awful. I guess Alice really wanted to cut my hair. No, it's not that. I couldn't really respond to that. It was a rather unfair thing to say. I mean, I believe that part. Prez put her arm around my shoulder and gave me a devilish smile. Uh-oh. Yeah, yours are still huge, though. I barely caught Hirosaka's low murmur. I half expected her to fall with a click of her tongue. Thanks to that, I missed my chance for a retort. I'm assuming Alice and I are going to sneak in disguise. What are you gonna do, Club Prez? I was trying to change the subject. Club Prez grinned. Oh, she's definitely the prince again. Yeah, she's totally the prince again. She just wants to see the look on our faces. Her expression was anything but innocuous. I grew anxious as to what she was planning to do. Oh boy. Always having a fun time here. So me and Alice's preparations for tomorrow were finished. It's been kind of crazy and a little fun, although I felt bad for Saki for thinking so. But I hadn't forgot about our original objective. Looks like it still isn't working. I tried to contact Saki by phone, but still wouldn't connect. Okay, I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead here. As soon as I fell asleep, I was standing in that room. What could this be? Hey, wait a second. What's this supposed to mean? Oh. Situation before my eyes confused me. Does tell me the place I was just in was actually reality. Took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down, and looked up.
弥生先輩の言ってた現実の侵食っていうのが本当のことだったのかもしれないわね。
When I looked in the direction of the voice, I saw Saki sitting on the usual sofa looking at me. She was holding a cushion and giving me an extremely annoyed look. What a relief, you're the real Saki, right? You're not some dream I wished for. I slowly approached her, that annoyed look didn't leave her face. It's the real Saki!
ええ、そうだと思うけど。
You think? What do you mean you think? I need to know. Whatever the reason, being able to talk to Saki before we went to pick her up helped to ease my nerves. I'm only a little wary because I've seen that bad end, so I'm not trusting of somebody saying that it's Saki, you know? I'm so relieved I couldn't get through to your phone and I was troubled about how to contact you.
困ってた割にはずいぶん楽しそうにしてたみたいだけど。ね、兄さん。
He has been having a lot of fun. I froze at Saki's words. Saki? Why was her tone polite? No, that was because she was mad, but I didn't know why. Welcome to the club. No man understands why a woman is mad.
みんなにかっこいいってもてはやされて、その気になったのか、明日のための服まで買いに行って。
My legs stopped at once.
兄さんがもともときちんとすればかっこいいのなんて知ってたし、パーティーに行けるような服、うちにきちんと用意してあるのに。
Uh-oh. Mission abort. We failed, guys. She was the very image of annoyed. We started making plans, and we were having fun with Alice in the middle of Saki's route. Not good. You know about that. Why did the music turn into this? She nodded behind the cushion. No, see, that was necessary in order to get you tomorrow.
それはわかってるし、来てくれるのは嬉しいけど。だけど。
Since she relaxed a little, I sat down next to Saki. This was the usual place, but it felt weird not having everyone else there. I had nothing to do, so I started preparing some tea.
寝たらここに来たんだけど、それってどういうことなのかしら。
I've been trying to figure that out like the entire time. Saki murmured, then looked at me.
ねえ兄さん、私が婚約させられそうになっている世界は何なの？
I mean, I think it's a dream.
夢なの？
It's just...
現実なの？
It's a very, realistic dream, I guess. Kind of. I couldn't answer that question.
これが夢だとしたら、ここはどこ？夢の中で夢は見られるの？
Oh, shit. We're gonna start diving into that, huh? We're gonna have a dream within a dream. Calm down a little. Not much good will come out of thinking negatively. I absolutely think they're gonna dive into, like, dreams within a dream. I mean, they've already kind of done that. I feel like we've gotten to see that a little bit. But I think they're gonna really, like, dive into it maybe towards the end. Placed some tea in front of Saki and lightly rubbed her head.
ずるいわ、兄さんは。どうして自分はそんなに落ち着いてられるのよ。
Well, I am used to being in dreams.
そうじゃなくて、本当にひどいんだから。
What? Why are you gonna be so mean? I'm trying to help you out here. Saki seemed to calm down when I rubbed her head to distract her. There we go. We give the head pats. That's the classic Japanese way of calming someone down. I knew it wasn't fair that I knew what I needed to do and was using that. But how do you know that I got dressed up by everyone, but someone here before me? Saki gasped.
あれ？そういえば、なんで私。
Hold up, who was here
ど
before?
うして知ってるの？
Was it Yayoi? Didn't look like she was joking. She really didn't know how. Don't tell me.
誰かに、そう、誰かに聞いたはずなんだけど。
I mean, if it wasn't Yayoi, it's probably Maya.
教えてくれたのかしら。ここに来て、兄さんと話すまでに知ったような。
I think it might be Maya, just because I know Maya kind of erases your memory after she tells you important things, you know? Like, freaking... Mind Saki, don't force yourself to remember, that's just what dreams are like. I patted Saki on the shoulder, she grew pale. It probably would be better if I hugged her, but I wasn't mentally prepared to do so. What do you mean you're not mentally prepared to hug someone? You just hug them. It doesn't take any preparation. Maybe he's worried because she has boobs. Like, maybe that's his excuse. Like, oh no, I have to mentally prepare to hug someone who has boobs. Grabbed onto my shirt. There's a lot of strength in her fingers. Who had told Saki that? I could imagine any number of people, but I couldn't think of any way to be sure. Well, if she doesn't remember who it was, I mean, that kind of narrows it down. Enough about us for now. More importantly, will you tell me about yourself? I would like to get to know Saki, like, more on a personal level. I mean, I think there's a lot of assumption there, just because they've been, you know, close for so long. They kind of have this natural connection. I would love if they did something kind of similar to Yayui's route, where they kind of went back and like showed when they like, first met and things like that, and how they actually met before they realized that they met. I think that was really cool. It looked straight at Saki's eyes, which still looked anxious. Yeah, you know about how we're gonna rescue you from the weird party, don't you? Nah, I wanted to know about her personally. We don't know your circumstances, so if possible, I'd like to know the situation. If you don't want us to, then we won't go. Saki, your nails digging into me.
余計なことを言うからよ。私が誰ともわからない相手と婚約したがるとでも思ってるの？それを兄さんが言うの？
I'm sorry. I regret it. I'll go save you whether you want me to or not, so please forgive me. When I apologize with all that sincerity, I can muster Saki loosened up on me.
パーティーの場所はわかる？水郷ビル。
Yeah, I know. We went to scope the place out. It was a sort of landmark in Tsukio City. The lower levels were a shopping mall, and the middle were offices. On the upper levels were party venues, and there were facilities and art expositions so that the galas could be held. We'd already found out that the engagement party was going to be held in a venue in an upper level. Are you there now? Are there places to sleep there?
あったみたい。都合よく夢だからあるのかどうかはわからないけど。
In other words, Saki was in that building even now. I wonder if you could sneak out somehow before the party
う
started.
ちのメンツもあるだろうし、厳しいんじゃないかしら。
Yeah, I actually think this whole kind of sequence makes more sense for her. Just because, you know, her whole company and things like that, it would just make sense that they're kind of there. I mean, it didn't like not make sense when Keiko was there too. I mean, they just kind of hired her, you know, and they have money probably to do that. Kidnapping Saki after slipping past hostile security, that would be difficult since we can alter the dream. Then I guess they'll just have to do something when we go to the
で
party.
きるなら自分でこっそり出て行ってもいいんだけど、高原さんがきっとさせてくれないのよね。
I wonder if we're ever gonna get a look at her father, Takahara-san.
ええ、兄さんのこともすごく警戒してたわよ。余計なことをしに来たら容赦しないって言ってたわ。
Wow, that's horrifying.
ただ、メガネかけてない兄さんはほとんど見たことないはずだから、すぐには気づかれないと思うけど。
I guess it's best if I'm not seen either way. We prepared a rough sketch of the venue after that. I somehow memorized it. Now, if we could only smoothly escape with Saki in tow. Hey, by the way, who's your betrothed?
あら、気になるの？
I do. I mean, it might be his dream, right? I knew this wasn't the answer Saki was hoping for, and naturally she gave me an annoyed look.
ふーん、そんな理由なんだ。
I'll listen to your complaints or whatever you want to say when everything's over.
今の言葉、忘れちゃダメよ。
Yeah, don't promise things like that. I don't think that's a good idea. Saki's words were heavier than usual. I won't, so who is it? Is it someone you know? Couldn't run away from the situation in front of me anywhere. Was I limiting my escape routes by making a promise to Saki just because I was preparing to run away?
それがわからないのよ。
Isn't he your betrothed?
そうらしいわね。私も兄さんたちみたいなことを考えなかったわけじゃないし、調べようとしたんだけど。
You couldn't, huh?
ええ、全然。ほんと、どんな相手とくっつけられるのかしら。
I mean, I think it might be Yayui again. Just that would make sense to me. Because Yayui just kind of is funny like that. That'd be cool if they did somebody else. Several possible names flashed in my mind, but she would probably get mad at me if I said any of them. Well, in any case, we'll bring you out.
俺たちね。兄さんが助けに来てくれるのは嬉しいけど、どうやって？
We're gonna try to sneak in,
だけど、
get you and sneak out.
兄さんのこと警
I'm
戒してる
sorry, I
わ
cut her
よ。
voice line very soon. You know about how I went shopping for disguise, right? I just read so much faster. Like, I'm actually done with the voice line, like, way before they, finish. Like, I just read a lot quicker. I'm sure you guys do too. Like, that's just the thing. Like, when I'm recording these, it's just... It takes me a lot longer to get through them because I'm going at a speed that, like, I can try to help you guys make sense of what's going on. Versus, like, me just kind of reading through. I could read through this a lot quicker. I could probably be done with a lot of these novels a lot sooner than I am. But, you know, I have to make it presentable when I'm recording because it would be a little bit confusing if I'm going so fast and nobody can read it.
そうだけど、何をするつもりかまでか詳しいこと知らないもの。
Don't know what you're going to do exactly. Gonna be in disguise. And Takara-san doesn't really know Alice, so we're gonna gain entry by pretending to be a couple. Saki grew angry, her expression cold.
兄さん、アリスさんのこと気に入ってるものね。楽しみね。
I didn't choose to do it. Hirosaka could get an invitation, and Club Press stands out, right? And apparently she was planning something, so she would be doing something on her own. Besides, Alice is the least known among us, isn't she? Among Us. Sorry, I have to do it every time I hear it. And you guys comment, like, oh, Among Us. I'm like, you know I'm thinking it too, okay? She had been, only been seen once when they came to get Saki. Takara-san might notice, but the other Hasuna people don't know her at all.
それは確かにそうなんだけど。
Anyways, whether it's still a dream or a weird reality after we wake up, we'll come get you, so wait there. It would be a long story if I explained what we were going to do, so there's no guarantee things would go that smoothly.
じゃあ、もう一回。
What do you mean, like, one more? What? So dumb.
今、キスして。そうしたら待ってるし、失敗しても許してあげるわ。
I do like how Saki's pretty honest with her feelings when it comes to this. Like, she's like, hey, I know you've always kind of seen me as, like, a sister, but, like, I actually do have genuine feelings for you. And, if you're not gonna be man enough to kiss me, I'm gonna tell you to kiss me, okay? Somebody has to do it, because it's not gonna be Toru. I mean, he'll probably do it if asked, but, like, he's a little slow on the uptake. Let's just say that. Where did that come from? What do you mean? She's already kissed you, like, twice, like, in the past 2 episodes. Like, clearly she has feelings.
他の誰ともわからない相手と婚約なんて嫌よ。だったら先に兄さんともう一回キスしておきたいの。
Saki stared at me like she was serious. I'll go save you, so just trust me and wait there. I was glad to hear, I was talking to some of y'all in the Discord, I'm glad to hear that some of y'all don't like Toru as a protagonist, because I'm like, I'm always afraid to say something, like someone's gonna be like, oh, Toru's the best protagonist ever, what do you mean? It's like, no, he's not. He's really not the best protagonist. He just constantly has to be motivated by other people, like, he cannot do it himself. I mean, I understand that's kind of his character, that's the way, you know, he was portrayed. I'm just like, just take some initiative, okay? Like, she wants you to kiss her, just do it, okay? You already know you like her, like, it's not a question. I'll go save you, so just trust me, wait there.
もし失敗した
Are
ら
you not gonna do it? Did he not do it? Then I'll do anything. Right after I said it, I cursed inwardly. Why don't you just kiss her, and then you don't have to make stupid promises? If it was too late, Saki not like she accepted that.
なんでも。なるほどね。だったら
You
それで
just
い
made
い
it
わ。
worse for yourself. Well, as long as you're okay with it. If it was a dream after all, maybe Saki would forget about it. Oh my gosh, Toru, why? Either way, I was still determined to rescue her tomorrow. I absolutely hated every second of that. Why? In the morning, we went to the shopping center. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead again a little bit because we already know how this kind of goes. Unless it's a lot different, then I'll pause it here. Okay, hold up. Hold up. We have to look at her in this dress, okay? This is for story research purposes. This is part of the story. Yep. Yep. I'm really liking the plot here. This is pretty good. Good. There's, yeah, it's good. No, for real though, I am glad to like see her wearing something different. She actually looks really nice in this dress, and it's very like on theme for her, you know. Where's Yayoi? Probably being the prince. I was even unaccustomed to this. Alice had dressed up for the party just as much as me, and she looked way different. Though I said it was a joke when we were choosing her dress, the one we ended up going with put quite an emphasis on her chest. Just having her next to me made me feel flustered. I'm calling her now, but I connected. Hello, Club Prez. Doing my best not to look at Alice, I spoke with Club Prez after finally getting a hold of her. What's going on, Club Prez? There's a lot of noise in the background making it hard to understand her. Alice and I are about to enter the venue. Just what are you doing, Club Prez? Club Prez, hey, hello. All that came out of the speaker was the call ended sound. I gave up and returned my phone to my pocket. Well, she was saying that she had her own preparations. Uh-oh, Alice wrapped her arm around mine. Alice? Dang, okay, I'm starting to change my tune, guys. Is Alice best girl? I don't know. A lot of y'all said that you really like Alice, so and maybe that's after playing Alice's route that you kind of got that opinion, or maybe you've always liked her. I don't know. I mean, I've never hated Alice. I don't dislike her. I just don't feel like I've seen enough of her to really gather an opinion on whether I like her. Like, I've only ever seen her being goofy. I haven't really seen, like, another side, because there's a lot to her we just don't know. So I'm very much looking forward to getting to her route and seeing more. I really hope, though, once we start going into Alice and Maya's routes, that they kind of change all of this. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to keep doing the same Christmas scene over and over. I hope that we actually get to see, like, something different. Like with Alice, I know she kind of always disappears and things like that. I would love if we got to see, like, kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what she does in between things. Or maybe just a whole deviation from this. That would be great. Yes, but not only did the dress accentuate Alice's bust, but the fabric was really soft, and that made me even more conscious of her when it pressed against me. Is there something you want to say, Toru? No, it's not that. There were a lot of couples beside us waiting for the elevator to go up. I couldn't tell if they were aiming for the lottery or whether they were invited guests. It wasn't like we stood out amongst those people, but I still felt there was something strange about us. I like how I said I was only gonna watch the Saki stuff, and now I'm like really invested in the Alice stuff. I know, but it would make things easier if I just said it, so I obeyed the impulse. Even though I've said this before, your looks kind of hit me right in my strike zone. It was like a load off my shoulders. So with you all dressed up like this, it's honestly distracting to have you next to me. But saying it also made me embarrassed. Okay, Alice is slowly moving up my list of best girls right now. Like she does look pretty good. Alice went red. She grabbed my arm as if in desperation. Yeah, so don't push your arm up against me so much. Alice looked down to hide her face, but her arm was still around mine. I heard tongue clicks from the people around who weren't participants, and I also heard something that resembled the malice of the Christmas Club guys. We met at the entrance to the building. Yeah, I know.
だったら服似合うとか言ってくれるのは嬉しいけど、それはそれにしてもらわないと私も困るから。
Sorry, I guess you're right. I need to get my act straight. I sighed even after taking a deep breath. Alice was still next to me, so I couldn't actually calm
そ
down.
う言ってまだ顔が赤いんだけど。
I can't help that. Alice's expression made it look like she was pondering
じ
something.
ゃあトール、ここが現実なのかまだ夢なのかわかんないけど、一個約束しよう。
Huh? What was she talking about all of a
さき
sudden?
ちゃん助けていいよって言われたら
Hey, yo?
デートをしよう。その時もバッチリ決めてきてあげるから。
What? I don't know how that's gonna work. We're in Saki's route. This is dangerous. Eh?
だけどもしもさきちゃんがいいよって言ったらだからね。だから今日しっかりしてよ。
I'm just surprised right now. I'm really, like, genuinely surprised. Alice is making a play on us right now. In Saki. This is supposed to be leading up to Saki's. What? Or unless, like, when we go into Alice's route, like, this is also gonna happen, too? Like, it's gonna kind of go from here, and then we end up, like, kind of branching off to hers at this point? I don't know. And she looked away. Maybe I felt a sudden sense of motivation. I felt a sudden sense of motivation, let's say that. Maybe in thinking about Saki, but I had thought that I didn't have time to get flustered over Alice. Either way, I gave her an earnest reply. I'll do my best. The club president here and Saki were watching us. They say our couple act was pretty good, that we still had a ways to go. I had no idea.
じゃあ今日はこれから私とトールは恋人同士。 OK？
All I can think about that meme is Saki is no longer my friend. Alice is now my new best friend. Like, you're getting rid of one thing and you're, like, upgrading to another. Like, we're... What? Okay, I love you, Alice? Hey, yo? I said that to try and make things up a little, but...
私もよ、トール。
Alice didn't join me in fooling around like Club Prez, so I became even more embarrassed. Things were just going very smoothly. I thought that as much as my face turned bright red. Okay, good. We don't... Do we not have to fight our way up here? That would be nice. The invitation Hirosaka prepared was one in Alice's name. I was her +1, so they let us through easily at the entrance. It's bigger than I thought. Lots of people, too.
庭にいる独り身っぽい人はきっと招待客なのよね。
The place was a buffet party with couples flirting all over the place. Obviously, they wouldn't be many people who would come as a couple and then break to talk to others. There were sometimes friendly groups, most of the people enjoying the party with their own partner. We clung together to the extent that we wouldn't look suspicious and we watched the surroundings.
トールがずいぶん余裕になってるように見えるんですけど、さっきまで私が超絶美少女だから落ち着かないとか言ってたくせに。
I actually didn't say she was super cute. It's just our goal is in front of us, so I'm trying hard to, out of a sense of duty. I don't know. Maybe he's not trying super hard because maybe it's just become natural to him. Maybe him and Alice are a good fit. Actually, there were a few reasons I had to keep my composure. Although Takahara-san wasn't present at the Hasano house, or rather people I had seen at the company were there, I couldn't do anything to stand down that situation, but also... Stare. Stare. The cold, sharp gaze of a certain someone kept my head cool. Near the stage at the end of the venue, Saki was the one, was there as one of the day's guests of honor. She was surrounded by guests and was showering them with fake smiles. But even so, she would occasionally shoot a warning my way. Of course, Alice is also aware that I was conscious of Saki looking at me. I just can't believe she made a play on him. Like, oh yeah, if Saki's okay with it, we should go on a date after. Like, what?
夢の中で会って私とこうしてる理由を話したんでしょ。だったらビクビクしなくていいじゃない。
Yeah, I mean, that's what you say, that's what we said, right? But there's still reason to be concerned. I'm really glad, though, I'm actually showing the Alice part, because I think this is actually really important to kind of contrast Saki. Because maybe we are developing kind of a relationship with Alice that we never had before. And I think it's going to be kind of a a competition maybe between the two. Or at least it's going to kind of pressure Saki. I mean, obviously we're going to, end up with Saki, right? I hope you're right. Alice must have not noticed because she hadn't known Saki that long, but under the perfect smile I could sense an unpleasant aura. I could even tell what color it was. Wow, okay. Those emotions were strong enough to make my spine go cold, so I couldn't enjoy having Alice next to me even though she was dressed up. When all this fuss was over, would she understand that this couldn't be helped? I could only pray that there would be no hard feelings. Not looking in Saki's direction, Alice gripped my arm and whispered quietly. To a bystander, it would look just like sweet whispers between lovers. I was thinking of sneaking her out after first retreating out of sight. Back halls were lighter on security than the actual venue. I briefly looked around there before entering here. They probably wouldn't think that Saki would want to escape. However, much we discussed it. In the dream, there was on-the-spot actions, decisions that had to be considered. This is also a little bit of a different situation compared to Keiko's, just because it's not like Saki's necessarily known as being super rebellious, at least not to me. I don't get that impression. I think Saki's pretty well-mannered, right? Versus Keiko, who was very much a rebel and didn't want to be there in the slightest. I mean, Saki clearly doesn't want to be there too, but Keiko just doesn't want to be around her father. Obviously, if Hosono guards were around, I couldn't move around freely. I could only be a decoy during Saki's actual escape, so there was only one person we could rely on in this situation. Speaking of the devil, Hirasaka had been talking to some of the other guests, but she gracefully excused herself and that conversation walked over to us. Hirasaka wasn't exactly beaming, but she was behaving differently than usual, like a lady. I had known her long enough to be able to tell that she was probably doing so was probably annoying for her. As Alice answered her, she grabbed my arm. Thanks to that, we were closer than ever, and it became very difficult to distract myself. Hirasaka looked at me for her usual expression for a second, heaving a sigh. Hey, you be nice. You're supposed to be a lady. What do you mean? Hirasaka tilted her head as though something was off. Moved a little ways away from the venue. Okay. Have we seen this room before? Into a hallway without many people, somewhat removed from the smoking area. Hirasaka finally sighed. I think we might have seen it before, I'm not sure. Toru's about to be like, it's fine. I was like, oh, my arm, apparently not noticing until Hirasaka said that. I felt regret, but also relief. Hey, yo. Why am I feeling closer to Alice in this route than Saki? I mean, I was feeling closer, but then freaking Alice just came and stole the show. Yeah, it's really funny to me. Like, they make a lot of mention of them, like, holding on to each other, which is kind of funny because I feel like as you get, like, deeper into a relationship, as you, like, get more confident in what you have and, like, just more comfortable, I guess, like, you don't really necessarily, like, have to grab onto each other all the time anymore. Like, you just kind of, like, chill. You just kind of sit there and enjoy each other's company without necessarily being right next to them all the time. I mean, those moments are still great, but, like, you don't need to prove that in public. Whereas I feel like when I was younger, I always, like, tried to show, like, affection in public when I was with somebody. Like, you know, and I'm not talking about, like, PDA, like, kissing or anything. I was just talking about, like, holding on to them, like showing that you're an item. Whereas, like, now I'm married, I'm like, my wife and I will, like, hold hands and stuff, or, you know, things like that, but it doesn't have to be all the time compared to, like, when you're, like, in a new relationship. So they certainly played that part well. It didn't seem like she was praising us. Wonder you exasperated with me. Oh, were we supposed to be saving Saki? I was a little distracted. Sure, that was kind of fun, but I know what we're here for. There's no way I wouldn't think of pretending to be a couple with Alice. But I hadn't forgot what we came to do. Anyways, the venue's entrance is secure, so I think it would be tough to take her out from here. While we were walking around earlier, I noticed there had been security next to Saki. I also explained that there were probably more that just didn't stand out. So if we tried something, we'd be captured on the spot.
本当に見てたんですね。てっきりアリスさんにデレデレしているだけかと。
Nah, we were just blending in. We're like a hitman, you know? Hey. I had been a little, but more than that. I was keenly aware of the awkwardness of knowing that Saki was watching.
先輩、大きな胸がお好きですものね。
Guilty. Just kidding. Hey, you know, all sizes are great.
私は普通だってば。弥生くらいにならないと大きいとか言えないって。
Those are average? No. No. I think Hirasaka's are average. Okay, Keiko over here, those are more average. Even then, for her frame, I think those are really big. And then you have these massive Hamalagangas over here. Okay, like I need to pull up that video right now. That's what you got. Got this new anime plot, you know? If Alice's were average, then it meant that the majority of women were below average. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
まあとにかくとりあえず普通の参加者は入れない場所もいくつか調べておきました。
Hirasaka walked ahead of
逃
us.
げ道の打ち合わせもありますし、案内しながら話しましょう。
Got it, let's go, Alice. Alice followed and took my arm like she had before. It was completely unexpected, so I stiffened involuntarily.
どうしたのトール？
I'm talking about your arm still?
誰かに見られるかもしれないから、まだカップルのふりした方がいいと思ったんだけど。
Yeah, you're right. The way her chest was pressing against me felt so different, so I froze, unable to bring it to her attention. Hirasaka looked back with an expression that looked like she was about to click her tongue. Hey, this can't be helped. Unable to utter my excuse, I followed after Hirasaka. I like how we're just cool with it now. It's like, oh yeah, we gotta pretend to be a couple. Yeah, that's right. Perfect. Hirasaka led us as we checked the positions of the stairs and waiting rooms. We're just gonna save Saki and we're just gonna be still like linked arms. Like, oh, we have to pretend to be a couple, guys. Then we never know if they're still watching.
そういえば、ちゃんと招待状とか手に入れてくれてありがとう。助かったわ。いえ、役に立ててよかったです。
Sorry about that.
先輩たちは悪くありませんから。あんな人でも役に立つこともあるでしょうし。頼らなければならない自分の腹が立つだけです。
She was irritated that she had asked her father for something. She really hated him that much. Yes.
お父さんでしょ？だけど、こうやって稽古や私たちも招待してくれたんだし、とりあえずはいいじゃない。
Actually, I'm surprised it went so
こうい
smoothly.
った場に集まる招待客に興味があると言ったら、手早く手配してくれました。
Well, I mean, he wants Keiko to be a part of this kind of world.
まったく、年頃の娘なら、そんなことよりも恋人たちのイベントとして興味を持つと思うものじゃないんでしょうか。
But didn't you phrase it that way because you didn't think it would work if you said otherwise?
そうですけど。
I thought it was clever of her to choose her words even though she didn't want to.
これが稽古に相手がいたり、私じゃなくて男を招待したいとかだったら、またややこしくなってたのかな。
Probably. Also, I doubt many single men are here. I doubt any guy would come here looking for a girlfriend. In that sense, maybe this place was perfect, or was pretty safe for a social gathering.
私が自分の仕事場に興味があると思ったのが、あの人なりに嬉しかったんでしょうかね。
Arasaka's voice didn't sound curt, but rather it seemed like she's unable to make a judgment. I really like, though, that we're getting a little bit of time with Hirasaka, like, to kind of understand more about her relationship with her father. It's kind of interesting when you kind of relate it to when we were here for her. I almost wonder if it would have been better to kind of get this introspective first. I do think that there are a few people who do Saki's first, right? I know a lot of people recommended to me to do Saki's, you know, third. But I wonder how it would have been different if I had done this first and then moved over and did her side of it. I never met Hirosaka's father, but I thought that maybe she was similar to her father in that regard. Because, yeah, I would have got this information about, you know, her father, and then I would have moved on and actually met him. But I don't know, maybe he'll be here too. With a daughter like this, he is probably an awkward person. Yeah.
今何考えてたの？
Something Hirosaka would get mad about, so I won't say it. It also has nothing to do with what we're doing.
そうですか。じゃあ怒りたくないから言わないでください。
I don't want to get mad. Keep it to yourself. There were no other couples in the place we walked to. Hirosaka would flash her past, and the guards would let us through without a second glance. It looked like she had pretty significant privileges.
ところであの女は一応入れるように手配しようとは思ったんですが。
I mean, Club Prez, I wonder where she is. She said to look forward to something.
嫌な予感しません。
Yeah, you should have a bad feeling. But, I mean, we already know what's going on, so... Yeah.
ええ、身勝手に周りの苦労も考えないタイプですから。
I think Yayoi kind of acts in her own way. I wouldn't say she's necessarily super selfish, but I think she likes to have fun with it. She's that person that you never know how they're gonna accomplish something, but they'll get it done. They're gonna do it in their own way. Thought Hirosako's kind of the same way, but I didn't want to say it. There wasn't any point. And right now, she's being considered enough to help us. I would definitely say Yayui's more reliable than Keiko, but that's just my opinion.
ねえねえ、ケイコ。サキちゃんの相手って誰だかわかる？それは私も調べたんですが、わかりませんでした。もうスケジュールではここには来ているはずなんですけど。どこにいるかわかる？ええ、それは調べましたけど。何を企んでるんですか？
Alice smiled confidently. Even though I had a bad premonition, was because I couldn't help but admire her. Unaware of my thoughts, Alice squeezed my arm again.
他にお姫様が昔から大好きだった王子様がいるじゃない。
Hey, Alice, what are you planning on having me do?
もう気づいてるんじゃないの？ケイコでも誰かつかめなかった王子様よ。だったら
Oh, that would be
別に
interesting.
トールでもいいじゃない。
You're telling me to switch places with him. There's only something so reckless would work.
なるほど。その手もありましたね。
Even Hirosaka seemed to be on board. No way, there's no way it would go smoothly.
今の先輩は正直普段の適当な感じからは考えられないほどにまともですから。それっぽく振る舞ってれば多分簡単には気づかれませんし。
That'd be a different twist from what happened originally, just us kind of replacing him. So sorry for being a slob. I remember being told over and over by Saki to take better care of my appearance and clothes. And to think of it, I seem to recall Club Press telling me to choose my clothes more carefully too.
つまり高原さんだっけ？その詳しくトールを知ってる人にさえ合わせなければいけると思うの。
Alice did a fist pump. Every time she moved, her chest would push against me, making me feel like my ability to think was being worn down. Yeah, but there's sure to be people who know Saki's betrothed, right?
それはそれです。とりあえず行きましょう。いざとなったら先輩だけ切り離して、私たちだけで蓮野さんを助けますから。
Hey, I originally told Hirosaka that I would be willing to be a decoy if we couldn't get Saki out smoothly.
そうやって替え玉になっていた方が、おとりとしても役に立つとは思いませんか？
My objections were smothered with those words. With Alice pulling my arm and Hirosaka guiding us, we headed towards the prince's waiting room. With our destination being what it was, we quickly reached a point where we couldn't get through without being checked. But each time Hirosaka would unfalteringly feed the attendant guards a line, and we'd get to keep walking.
ケイコのお父さんってよほどすごい人なのね。
I think it's more that Hirosaka's good at deception. Hey, I meant that as a compliment.
それはわかります。ただ、その手本にしている相手のことを考えると。手本って、そのお父さん？
Hirosaka shook her head slightly.
いえ、ルフトウィッチ先輩です。普段あの女が人前で猫をかぶっている時の真似をしているだけですから。
Huh, interesting to hear you say that. So you've been influenced by her as well. I see, so that's why Hirosaka's tone when she was lying felt familiar. Well, it's coming in handy, so what's wrong with that? Plus, I think someone would give themselves away eventually if they tried to imitate her regularly. In that sense, Club President and Hirosaka were really similar. I think that's what's interesting, though.
あの部屋なんですが、人がいますね。
That's the room, but there are people. Why wouldn't there be? When we arrived at the waiting room, we saw that there were guards posted
あ
out
の
front.
見張りってトールの知ってる人
No, I don't know them. They aren't hostile people, at
なら
least.
どうにでもなりますね。
Before I could ask, Hirosaka was already walking briskly away. If we hesitated here, we'd probably look suspicious, so Alice and I followed after her. I didn't know about Alice or Hirosaka, but my heart had been pounding ever since we started relying on Hirosaka's tightrope walk of an
落
act.
ち着いて。ね、トール。
We got... Hold up.
落ち着いて。ね、トール。
We got freaking Alice ASMR? Okay. Alice took my hand. That was another reason why I couldn't calm down, but it was one I couldn't say. I held her hand, put on a fake smile, and casually followed after Hirosaka. I imitated the way Saki smiled coolly through Club Prez, though Club Prez would work too. I also grabbed the thing in my pocket that Hirosaka had handed to me on the way here. Honestly, when had she prepared such a thing?
すみません。お客様を案内していたら道に迷ってしまいました。会場に戻る一番近い道はどちらでしょうか
There were two men standing in front of the door. Hirosaka called out to them and showed them her pass. Since she had a guest pass from one of the organizers of the party, the men made a face as if they couldn't bluntly ignore her request. When one of the guards had focused on Hirosaka, Alice made her move. After letting go of my arm, she pressed the item Hirosaka had given her, a taser, against the other guard in one fluid movement. There was a crackling sound and his body shook. The guard Hirosaka had been talking to reached for his communication device. Sorry. I used my own taser on him. It seemed like I didn't get him in a good spot because he dropped his communication device. He tried to grab onto me.
何してるんですか先輩は
From behind, the stooping man, an arm wrapped around his neck and squeezed down tightly. Perhaps he couldn't move from the taser because after a few seconds of him not really resisting, he foamed at the mouth and fell over. Alice finally let go of a taser after making sure that her guy wasn't moving. Ah, what to say? What is this? Even though we discussed beforehand what we were doing as a feat of strength, Hirosaka stood up and fixed her hem and sleeves. She had a look on her face as if it was completely normal.
立場上護身術くらいは使えますから
But that was now clearly within the scope of self-defense, was
私
it?
の方はこんなのハサミで胸のバラ落とすのと同じだしね
Oh, that's how you justify it, huh? There was Alice twirling her taser like she had her shears, and Hirosaka had easily taken down a man much larger than her. How militant. As I worried about whether the two men would move ever again, Hirosaka knocked on the door to the prince's room.
どうかしたか
Oh no. I had a brief thought earlier that it was gonna be him. I was like, nah, no way. So I never mentioned it, but Tetsuya. On the other side of the door came a muffled but somehow familiar voice. Alice murmured, that was Japanese. True, since he was called a prince, there's a possibility that he'd be a
お
foreigner.
客様をお連れしました扉を開けていただいてもよろしいでしょうか
ああ、ちょっと待ってくれ。
He must have not been on guard, thinking that there were still guards in front of the room, because he opened the door without any hesitation. It said it opened, we pushed our way inside. If there were guards inside, we were finished. But judging by the sound of the voice, it was the prince himself who opened the door. Therefore, if we could somehow get a hold of him, we'd still have a chance. Although, that's what we expected when we went in.
またなんだお前
For some reason, the only one there was Tetsuya. They calmly tied him up and threw him down next to the bed.
うわ容赦ないな
I love how we calmly did that.
というか何ですかそんな動きできるなら外の人たちも先輩一人でどうにかしてくださいよ
The students seemed particularly disturbed by this turn of
待
events.
て待てなんだこれどうなってるのか説明しろよというかお前もしかしてトールか
Tetsuya fidgeted at his feet as he complained he had been tied up so he couldn't move his arms and legs. Of course it's me, and even in this situation he'll try to look up a girl's skirt, so both of you be careful.
さあそこまで分かってるとはお前やっぱり本物のトールだな
Ah, you're smarter than you seem. This is how we recognize each other as friends. The two moved away from Tetsuya. Well, Tetsuya, it seems Saki's betrothed is here, so mind telling us everything you know? I showed off the sparking taser in my
ま
hand.
だトールってば目が本気ださすがハスノさんが関わるとやる気が変わりますね
Wow, you guys act like I'm never motivated any other time. I mean, it's true, but looked like they weren't gonna
い
stop
や
me.
待て、確かにそのサキちゃんの相手は俺らしいんだけど、べべべべべべべべべべべべべべべべ。
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope we taste him right there. I tasted him around the Saki's betrothed just me part. No need to worry, it's lowest setting, so it just shocked him a little. Him, explain.
俺はお前と協力できる敵じゃない。
Oh, this is great. I love that Toru is actually taking some initiative and doing something here. He offered to cooperate with tears in his eyes to turn off the taser, starting to become a pain to use.
くそ、サキちゃん絡みのトールは本気すぎて冗談を言う余裕もねえぜ。
というか哲也だっけ。君って確かクリスマスは中止になりましたとか言ってなのに、こんなとこでサキちゃんと婚約パーティーとかどういうこと？
はあ、俺にもそれがさっぱりわかんなくてよ。本当ならクリスマスは朝日の家に行って一緒にパーティーする予定だったんだけどな。
Tears were pooling in Tetsuya's eyes as he began to speak. Regrettably, that was my
それが
fault.
いつの間にかライブはすげえことになってるし、サンタはいるし、俺はこんなことになってるし、朝日は浮気者って怒り出すし。
Yeah, sounds about right. Or he knew it, could that mean? You too. I think the likelihood of this maybe being reality has increased. What do you think?
先輩、昨日の夜に夢の中で蓮野さんにあの部屋で会ったんですよね。
Did you have a dream inside a dream? I at least have never done anything like that, so the possibility that this was the real world was starting to
こ
grow.
んなところが現実とは考えたくないです。
Seeming not to understand what we were talking about, Tetsuya tilted his head.
朝日だっけ？その子が怒り出すし、でどうしたの？
なんでどうにかできないかと思ったら急に王子だなとか言われて、例のクリスマス会の奴らに捕まってな。
Surprised you're still in one piece.
取引したんだよ。朝日のためにこんなパーティーを最後までする予定もなかったから協力して潰そうと思ったんだけど。
それでどうしてリーダーなんかになっていたんですか？
成り行きとしか言えねえ。なあトル、分かっただろ。俺は別にお前からサキちゃんを奪おうなんて気はなかったんだよ。
この必死さは多分本当だと思うけど。
He's a pretty desperate guy.
蓮野さん絡みで先輩を敵に回すと大変なことになるのも知ってるでしょうし。
Well, admitted that it was hasty of me to suddenly tie you up and tase you. Sorry, Tetsuya. It was really funny, though. I'm glad you did it. Despite the fact that I was admitting I'd done a terrible thing, Tetsuya looked relieved. I feel like a terrorist who had finished his interrogation. Not that what I'd been doing was that
俺が愛し
different.
てるのは朝日だけだからな。だからこれだって俺なりにどうにかしようとしたんだ。
Can we tase him again? I believe it. Just for fun. No matter how much he liked to hit on other girls, I know Tetsuya really valued Asahi. This was probably part of the reason he became the leader of the Christmas Club. Something seeming relieved, Tetsuya looked up at me from the floor still tied up. Sorry, I'll untie you. As I was untying the lamp cords binding Tetsuya's hands and feet, I noticed he was looking at me with a curious expression on his face. What, if you want to complain about me jumping to conclusions, I'll make it up to you after we rescue Saki, so...
ああ、そりゃ別にいつでもいいんだけどよ。そうじゃなくてトル、お前なんで普段からその格好してないんだ？
I like how everybody's commenting on our looks. My hand stopped. Got to think that you didn't recognize me at first.
ケイコちゃんが先輩って呼んでるところでやっと気づいたんだけど。
But what?
いや、お前実は結構かっこいいとかふざけてるのか？あ、その嫌そうな顔は普段のお前っぽい。ほっとする。
I know, he was pretty badass when he, like, tied him up and tased him. Hey, there's no way I'm cool. It's just the clothes, the hair, and a bit of makeup.
弥生のメイク上手だったわよね。
As for Alice, Yayoi hadn't done much to her, saying that she looked good already. Actually, it had taken more time to put makeup on me. Hirosaka had memorized what she did and did it for us this
ほ
morning.
んと、あの女はごまかすことばかりうまいですよね。
It's true, though. Having convinced him of Club Prez's accomplishments, so Tetsuya, take your clothes off. Hey, yo!
おい、待てトル。俺はそんな趣味はないぞ。
You better do it or I'll get the taser
や
out.
だ、そんなトルってば。そうだったの？
Alice's reaction made me wear... Alice, you're gonna get talking to you later. It's not that. The reason we came here is so I can take your place and take Saki away that way.
ああ、やっぱりお前、サキちゃんを助けに来たのか。
I've got no other reason to come here. At first, I was just planning on causing a ruckus, but if you want to help, then can we just switch places, right? Between those I knew and those I didn't, if I played those cards right, then I should be able to get to Saki. If I did, then I would probably be able to take the Saki away, pretending to be the
そう
prince.
いえば進行通りに進めるのなら途中でハスノさんと相手のキスが入りますよね。
Actually, I don't think he's necessarily kissed her. I think she's kissed him a few times. Yes, Tetsuya and Saki would have.
トル落ち着いて、彼もそんな気ないから、ほらすっかり怯えちゃってというか怖いよ。
We're really getting to see a different side of Toru right now. I guess this just really goes to show how protective he is of Saki. Alice defended Tetsuya as he nodded behind her like a
ま
puppy.
るで先輩の浮気を見つけた時のハスノさんです。兄弟って似るんですね。
It's okay, I'm calm. So I'm trying to convince myself I took a deep breath and steadied my heart. Then I taste Tetsuya. It's okay. See, that's the kind of half-assed schedule it was. No wonder Takahara-san was on the ground, guard around me. Ah.
トル、俺がお前の敵になるわけがないじゃないか。な、ほら、言われてた衣装はそこに入ってるから。
恐怖政治ってこういうものを言うんでしょうか。
As we were talking, Alice suddenly raised her head.
なんか外から音がするんだけど。
Shit, we forgot to hide those guys we knocked
本
out.
当に何してんだ。トル、お前サキちゃんのことになると目の色変わりすぎだろ。
I didn't knock them out, though I did knock you down.
やべ、トル、隠れろ。
Tetsuya grabbed my hand and threw us behind the bed. I saw Alice similarly hurry into a nearby closet. At that moment, the door opened and someone entered. Hirasaka remained where she was, watching us out of the corner of her eye.
ご無事ですか、ネズ様。あら
Takara-san was the one who entered the room. If I was there, we would have been done for. Hey, Tetsuya, did you really have to hide too?
そういやそうなんだけど、とっさにな。
This freaking dude. Felt really awkward to be holding my breath behind the bed with another guy. Hey, yo.
平坂さん、ここの部屋の方をご存知ではないでしょうか。
What would Hirasaka answer depending on how much the Takahara-san knew about our circumstances? She'd find out what we did. Tetsuya and I swallowed hard as we quietly monitored the situation. Pretty sure she'd be able to put on a good act, though.
さっきまで一緒にいたんですが、内藤先輩と一緒にどこかに行ってしまいました。
I jumped when I heard my name. Tetsuya probably noticed because he gave me a look which told me to calm down.
内藤くんが来ていたのね。どうやってここまで来たか知っていたら教えていただけますか。
偶然廊下で会って、てっきり招待されたと思ったんですが。
いえ、彼のところに招待状は行っていないはずですが。それで平坂さんは内藤くんと一緒にここに来たんですよね。
ええ。ただ、なんだか気になることを言っていました。だからここまで
気になること。一体どんなことですか。
外で騒いでいるクリスマスは中止になりましたが、どうとか。蓮野さんが狙われてるからどうにかしないと言っていたんです。
I couldn't see her, but I could tell Takahara-san reacted to those words.
案内して、その後どこへ行ったんですか。
さあ、根津先輩と一緒にどこかに出かけていきましたけど。
俺もいないことになってんの。
Yes, so what is Hirasaka thinking? We spoke through eye contact and almost completely without moving our
ど
mouths.
こに行くか何か話は聞いていませんか。
いえ、特に聞いてはいませんけど、むしろ私も何が何だか。
Hirasaka claimed she had just gotten involved and then left behind. Takahara-san seemed a little suspicious, but it looked like she didn't think Hirasaka could be the brains
こ
behind
こに
this.
入るときにいた SP が気絶していた件に関しては。
内藤先輩のお連れの方がやったことです。急なことでこっちも驚いているんです。
Maybe I was imagining things, but I thought I felt an aura of protest coming from the
なんだ
closet.
か根津先輩が呼んだようなことも言っていましたし、二人でどこかに抜け出して何を考えてるのやら。
俺主犯にされてね。
That's a relief, you're gonna help us, right? Tetsuya didn't look like he was entirely on board with this, so I reluctantly smiled back at him.
そういえば 駐車場の場所を気にしていたような。
そこから出るつもりかしら。
Look, our son seemed to be thinking of something,
なん
but
であれ、内藤君たちに協力したことの責任は取っていただくと思います。
ええ、さすがに外の方がああなってしまっては。
it was Hirosaka and Alice who did that. Unable to say so, I felt something akin to a feeling of indescribable incredulity at how she casually said
で
that.
すが、今はあのやんちゃ坊主たちを連れ戻すのが先ですね。
Then we heard Takahara-san leave. As soon as the door closed, we heard people moving around
もう
outside.
大丈夫かな。
Tetsuya timidly poked out his head as I poked out my head
も
too.
う大丈夫ですよ。
At those words, I straightened my bent body. Suddenly, Alice emerged from the closet without making much noise. Why were you bending your back with Tetsuya, huh? A little sus.
外の人たち気絶させたのは私が主犯になって
俺なんてトールと一緒に抜け出したことになってんぜ。
る。でしたら素直に全部話して蓮野さんとパーティーに出席しますか。
If that's what Tetsuya was planning, then I'll do what I have
俺
to.
の本命は朝日だけだ。そんなことするわけあるか。
じゃあ本命以外は？
男っていうのはたとえ愛する彼女がいても可愛い女の子
Oh my
が
gosh.
弱いものなんだよ。
You sound like you're justifying cheating.
先輩、この人やっぱり縛りましょう。
You know, I'm in agreement. I'm gonna tase him. I'm getting the feeling that would be best too.
待ってって。トールお前ならわかるだろ。
Like how will I do? Anyways, if we've come this far, then you're helping us whether you like it or not. The two girls were giving him icy glares. I didn't want to humor Tetsuya and drag myself down with them. We decided to remain in this room to talk about what we were going to do next. Let's tase him. I'm all for it.
もうすぐパーティーが始まりますけど、先輩、準備はまだですか？
Ready, is this really okay? Although I was wearing the suit or rather tuxedo that had been prepared for Tetsuya, I still felt anxious about whether it was okay.
何言ってるの？ここまで来てまだ迷ってるの？
No, I'm mentally prepared, but I can't help if I feel anxious, right? It was embarrassing that Alice was helping me with my change of clothes.
ああ、女の子にネクタイとか締めてもらっちゃって。なんか羨ましいな、お前。
何言ってるの？変なこと言わないでよ。
Apparently too focused on hiding her embarrassment, Alice tightened my tie. I can't breathe, Alice, choking me.
あ、ごめん。だけど、悪いのはあの人だから。お二人とも、イチャイチャするのもいいですけど、これからの流れを忘れないでくださいね。
I will say Alice is definitely wife material. Absolutely. I know. The plan was this. In place of Tetsuya, I would go to Saki. Then we would act casual and pass the time at the party venue. When it came time to leave, we would sneak out. If there was an opportunity to escape midway, though, we would take it. And if possible, we wanted to escape before we even arrived at the venue.
そういうの、弥生がやってると簡単そうに見えたんだけどな。
Alice played around with my hair as part of the disguise.
お前、本当になんか別人みたいになるのな。遠目じゃ通るって言われてもわからんわ。
先輩はメガネがなくて、髪上げるだけでだいぶ印象が変わりますからね。
Gee, thanks. If it makes it easier to trick them, then it's fine. But if there are a lot of people who know Tetsuya's face, I think we're done
あ、
for.
大丈夫。ほとんどの参加者は俺のことなんて知らないらしいから。というか、俺自身、なんでここにいるのかもわかんねえ。
Even I don't know why I'm here. That was probably the role the dream cast him in, but why had he been cast in that role? I couldn't figure out the point of the stream at all.
高原さんはいないトール探しに駐車場の方かな。ええ。その際におそらく先輩の顔を知っている人も連れて行ってると思います。
あとはトールが謎の王子様のふりをすれば完璧ってわけだな。
Mysterious prince, huh? Well, I'll pretend to be you, but pretending to be you
な
is...
んだ俺の名前使うのになんか不満でもあんのか。
もしかしてだけど、さきちゃんのそばに恋人役で立つなら人のふりするのは嫌だったとか。
He wants to use his name, huh? I fell silent. Alice had hit the nail on the head. The silence made everyone realize what was bothering me and made things awkward. What are you gonna do after this, Tetsuya? Actually, how were those Christmas Club guys planning on interfering with this party?
地下の駐車場と搬入口から俺が手引きして入り込んで邪魔する予定だったんだけど、
Oh, so is it a bad thing that we just sent Takahara to the parking garage? The underground parking garage is exactly where Takahara-san. Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble. Takahara-san went, isn't it? That proved to be good fortune or bad fortune.
お前らのせいでリーダーじゃなくなったんでな。どうするのかとかどうなったのかとか知らない
Don't
んだよ。
blame me for whatever happens. That was partly your fault. Should have just left me alone back then. But did the Takahara-san not notice that she hit Tetsuya with her car? I wouldn't put it past
と
her.
りあえず騒ぎになるならなったで好都合じゃないでしょうか。
Yeah, that would
そ
be
れで
good.
高原さんが来ないならトールの顔知ってる人も減るしいいんじゃない？
I only hope it goes that smoothly. For a while now, we've been able to hear people moving around from the other side of the door. Maybe they're pursuing Alice and me, or maybe the Christmas Club is already inside.
まあとりあえず俺も参加者のふりして下に行ってみるわ。どうせ相手役だって知られてねえしな。
なら先輩はやっぱりこっちですね。もっと堂々としてください。ハスモさんを助けに来たんでしょ。
I'll do what I need to do. Although this was a dream, I couldn't alter it like I could a lucid one. Thinking that this might be a reality after all caused my throat to dry up from tension and
アリス
anxiety.
ちゃんこの後どうする？俺と一緒にカップルのふりでもするかい？
その方が動きやすいかもしれないけど、私君のことよく知らないし、フリでも恋人になるのは嫌だよ。
That was the most respectful way she could have said that.
トール、お前やっぱいつか刺されるといいと思う
But
わ。
hey, you be nice. Don't say disturbing things like that. I mean, I did tase you a lot, and I want to tase you again, but you be nice. Sometimes I imagine Saki taking out a gun or a katana with a smile on her face. Just as our conversation ended, someone knocked on the
時間
door.
です。会場の方にお願いいたします。
Tetsuya hesitated as whether or not to answer, but I held up a hand and stopped him. I'll go right away. Lady Hirosaka is guiding me, so I'll be alright.
かしこまりました。お早くお願いいたします。
After making sure the door wasn't going to open, I sighed.
なんで今根津先輩を止めたんですか？
I was assessing whether we'd be found out this
あれっ
early.
て変な度胸が座ってるんだよね。
I prefer to think of it as thinking on the fly, since Hirosaka and I are returning to the venue. What are you gonna do, Alice? I'll stop for a
さ
moment.
きちゃんと一緒になったところで、私のことは遊びだったのって邪魔するのはどうかな？
Be serious. I poked her cheek.
まあ、適当にうろうろしてるから大丈夫。トールたちが抜け出すときに陽動とかもできるだろうし、なんとか。
たくましいもんだ。
It's thanks to that I have to switch places with you, though. Is nobody gonna point out the fact that... Oh, I was like, what the heck is that? That he poked her cheek? Like, they've gotten kind of close. Like, I feel like just in this, you know, little section, we've gotten really close to her, like, compared to how we were before.
だけど部屋に入るなり、根津先輩を投げて、脱がして、縛り上げたのは先輩ですよね。
Hey, you know, I have strange tastes. That was true, but couldn't be said that that's just how things happen through the course of events.
おい、黙ってごまかそうとすんなよ。お前も立派にそっち側だからな。
Let's go here, Saka. See you, Alice, Tetsuya. You be careful
はい
too.
はい。さきちゃん助けたら、後でみんなでクリスマスパーティーだからね。
Hell yeah. When did we decide that? I haven't heard anything about it.
せっかくなんだし、みんなでご飯食べに行ったり遊びに行きたいじゃない。当たり前でしょ。
Suddenly wondered if that was why Alice agreed to help in the first place.
まあ今日何もしてないあの女は置いていってもいいと思いますけど。
Come on, let's invite Club Press too. It doesn't seem like she's doing anything for Christmas anyways. Yes, Tetsuya?
女の子に囲まれてクリスマスとか。やっぱお前は羨ましいやつだよ。いつか
Get hurt
ダメに
someday. As for you, make sure Asahi doesn't get fed up with you. With tense looks on our faces, we shook each other's hands. Well then, shall we go? Even though I was meant to be prepared, my palms were completely sweaty as Hirosaka guided me to the venue. Palms were sweaty, vomit on my sweater already, mom spaghetti. No one stopped to question us. I guess Tetsuya really wasn't well known. There were people I recognized from hospital security, but they didn't take any notice when we casually
どうか
passed
し
them.
ましたか？
No, it's nothing. Even opening my mouth to answer Hirosaka made me nervous. Then again, she was probably asking me, even though she already knew my answer. The thought made me upset, but managed to alleviate some of my tension.
稽古。
Oh, shit.
案内ご苦労だった。
Hey, yo, this guy. Next to the venue, a man in a suit with guards behind him addressed Hirosaka. The high-strung-looking man's eyes somehow resembled Hirosaka's. My apologies, I asked your daughter to guide me.
お役に立てたなら何よりです。
I guess he really was her father. With all my might, I tried to imitate the fake smile Saki usually wore as I talked to him. Apparently he hadn't noticed I was an imposter. Imposter? Sus. I glanced at Hirosaka out of the corner of my eye to see her bowing her head slightly towards her father with a quiet look on her face. Please don't scold your daughter, I was the one who insisted. It seems an uninvited guest showed up, so the guards were livid. I didn't want to spend too much time with them.
申し訳ない。こちらの不手際です。しかし、
However, Hirosaka's father looked at my face. I thought maybe the jig was up, but there was no way I could let that show. Yes? Oh, I'm not that worried about something happening. I've heard the Hosono people are very
お父
capable.
様そろそろお時間ですが
I was relieved to hear Hirosaka say that. I didn't want to spend too much time talking to
あ
anyone.
あ、すまない。それでは根津様、こちらへ。
We headed to the venue, taking the other guards with us. At any rate, it looked like I had been found out in the end. As I headed towards the venue, I seemed to be more composed than I thought. Well, I didn't think we'd see him here. That was interesting. Eventually, I parted ways at the Hirosakas and entered the venue with an unfamiliar guard at my side. Saki was waiting. I approached her nonchalantly.
兄さん
Sitting on the stage, Saki flew through a series of facial expressions upon spotting me. I wish she could pretend to be a little bit more calm, but that was probably impossible. If I were in her place, I'd probably find it impossible to hide my surprise, too. Am I late? Terribly sorry about that. With all my strength to continue the act I've been putting on, immediately Saki gave me a dubious look. She stood next to me and whispered,
兄さんにそんな気取った言葉遣い似合わないわ
Okay, hey, I have to do it to fit in, okay? I feel the same way. Saki giggled. The participants might have seen that as us getting along. How much have you heard about your betrothed?
何もだから兄さんが来て驚いたわ
Yeah, we freaking snuck in, baby. A host was introducing us, so the sound of our whispers were masked by the booming
最
microphone.
初から兄さんが相手だったわけじゃないのよね
Nah. Oh, yeah, I forced him to switch with me. Although in the end, he had consented to it.
それでこ
I
れ
mean,
か
to be
ら
fair,
どうするの
he consented to it after we tased him. But, you know, don't worry about that part. I'm thinking of sneaking out when it's time to leave, or earlier if there's an opening. Saki gave me an annoyed look.
退場ってそれじゃあ最後まで代役をするつもり
What choice do I have? Besides, the reason I came is because I couldn't let you get engaged to some unknown person.
じゃあ兄さんが代わりに婚約してくれるの
If that's what I wanted, then I'd say it myself rather than being pushed along by a party like this. I wanted to emphasize the fact that I was pretending at
ず
this
るいん
time.
だトールちゃんはそうやってごまかすし私がそれでごまかされるって分かってる
You sometimes aren't fair either, so we're even. For example, her suddenly calling me by my name just now. Saki seemed to realize that and smiled at me. Then the introduction ended and one person after another came to greet us. Though they all had something to say, none of them had much of a presence. I figured that though they might not have been complete extras, they might be people who were having the stream without realizing it. Since we were surrounded by such people, the people who actually knew us couldn't get close. Just as I thought we might be able to keep up this act. The meet and greet was over and the host said something outrageous, although not
それ
unexpected.
では婚約選手への署名と誓いのキスをお願いいたします
Applause broke out around us. I froze involuntarily as Saki elbowed me in the side in a way that wouldn't be noticed.
何を固まってるのプログラムくらい調べておいたんじゃないの
No, not at all. I did, but okay, maybe he did. The signature and sealing I could handle. They were probably ill prepared and I knew Tetsuya's full name. But the problem was after
兄
that.
さんもしかして嫌なの
Saki, is this
別
okay?
に初めてじゃないくせに何を今更ためらってるの
Hey, even the first time we did it, it just sort of came naturally and wasn't in front of a lot of people like this.
別にこの場を切り抜けるためだけだとしても私は兄さんとキスしてもいいわよ
Contrast to her words, Saki's cheeks were flush as she stared at me. Did I want to kiss Saki? Well, Saki was saying it was fine if it was me, but was that really okay? Is this because you've been with Alice? Are you getting second thoughts? Kissing Saki's just so we could escape in a place like this? My head was spinning. Oh my gosh, it's not that big of a deal. What should I do? I had to hurry. If I didn't kiss her, would people get suspicious? If I didn't, then what should I do? I should just kiss her, but was it okay to kiss Saki over that?
早く兄さん
Apparently, he's just much more confident around Alice. Right. Should I just pick up Saki and run away? Just as I thought that, the entrance doors flew open with a bang.
何事だ No!
From the open doors, a group of people in disguises rushed in. Some were dressed as Santa, others as reindeer, and others as masked murderers. Wait, the last one didn't have anything to do with Christmas. At the same time, fireworks and smoke screens were thrown into the room.
哲也くんどこ早く出てこないと大変なことになるよ
Asahi! Honestly, he appeared leading the group, and apparently her target was Tetsuya. What on earth was going on?
壇上にいる男がターゲットでしょうか
ええなんか急に婚約することになったとかほんとバカなことばかり言うんだからね
Asahi's smile was extremely frightening.
哲也くん早く出てこないともっともっと大変なことになるよってあれトールくん
Asahi, calm down. Tetsuya isn't here. I raised my voices to protect Saki from the fireworks and anything else that might have been flown her way. Then he was full of intruders snatching girls from their partners and devouring the food. Yeah, that sounds about right. Some started an impromptu concert with a vulgar song and others started crying. It was pure pandemonium. The duality of man. Some are singing and having a good time, some are crying. Also, the guards were there too, but there were so many intruders that it seemed like they were having trouble stopping them.
どうしてトールくんがいるの哲也くんじゃなかった
It
の
was supposed to be him, but calm down. It's normal for me to be Saki's partner, right? It's natural. Tetsuya thought that too, so he switched with me. Tried to convince her as an instinctive sense of danger fell over me. The color in Asahi's eyes did not look good. Tetsuya said he had no other girlfriend besides you, and that's why he was cooperating with the people saying Christmas is canceled or whatever.
そうなんだそれってこの人たちのことだよね
Yes! 新リーダー我々はあなたに忠誠を誓います
The called upon member swore his loyalty in a voice which seemed to be a little shaky. What could be causing that?
哲也くんはトールくんの口からじゃなくてきちんと本人から聞きたいんだけど
Not good. This was an unpleasant wariness in Asahi's eyes. You didn't meet him on the way. Tetsuya said he was heading to the basement to let these guys
そう
in.
なんだじゃあ入れ違いになっちゃったのか
Who knows where that guy went. Asahi could finish what she was saying before she could finish. We heard footsteps.
こんなところまで侵入を許すなんて対策と姫を
Must have chased Asahi and the others in here. Look, our son pointed at me in shock and raised her voice.
内藤君がどうしてこんなところにいるのそれにその格好は
Ah, not good. We gotta run. Saki, let's go. Having been spotted by Takara-san, there was nothing more we could do. I just have to force our way out of here with Saki
こ
in
んな
tow.
ことになるならだったら最初から連れて逃げてくれればよかったのに朝日先輩はどうします哲也くんを探しに行かないとならないからお別れかなじゃあトールくんうまく逃げてね
Okay, thanks. I'm on my own, I guess. She gave her usual smile and headed off in a different direction from us.
兄さん何をデレデレしてるんですか
I'm not. I came here to rescue you and you still doubt me.
それとこれとは別問題だもの
Saki grabbed my hand as we ran out the side doors.
もう邪魔早くお嬢様をあの男から連れ戻して
Takara-san had returned to normal and she was no longer calling Saki the princess. Christmas Club was in her way and she couldn't get over to us. We heard her scream at us from behind as we ran down the hall. Here, Saka, Alice, we're escaping. Can you hear me?
二人ともどこにいるんですか
I don't know. We couldn't afford to be flustered this time and called out to them as we took off running. Ran to the side exit and saw that there was a huge commotion. Still holding Saki's hand, I ran. Which way do we
逃
go?
げ道くらい調べておかなかったの
You know, but plans change. Hey, David, look at the situation we're in. For now, should we take the elevator down? Our original plan called for Hirosaka to guide
あ
us.
あダメダメ見てきたけど逃げる参加者の人でいっぱいになってたから
Oh, hi, Alice. Alice appeared suddenly, next to us suddenly and then explained the situation. Good, you're safe. Where's Hirosaka?
そっちは完全にはぐれちゃった平坂さん大丈夫かしら
I mean, she's not really involved, so she should be
こ
fine.
の子なら大丈夫だと思うけどねゲスト待遇だしそ それより大変なのが私たちだから向こう気にしてる余裕ないかも。
We were partially responsible, after all. I couldn't help but feel a little guilty over all this.
私の相手の人に入れ替わる以外に何をしたの？
Alice and I glanced at each other. You and Hirosaka are the ones who knocked out the guards with tasers and strangleholds.
その後部屋に押し入ってその服奪ったのはトールじゃない。つまりもともと追われてたってことなのね。だけど全部トールがサキちゃんを助けに行くためだったんだってば。
That's love.
愛だよね、愛。
Don't push all the blame on me by saying that. As we ran through the crowds, we were nearly captured left and right.
さあはいこっち。
The guard appeared all of a sudden. It was one of the employees of Hospital Security Service that even I recognized.
すいません、今は通してください。ちょっと目とか気をつけてね。
Alice threw a ball about the size of her palm out of her hand. Where had she been carrying that? It seemed so out of place that even I didn't notice, but it had a fuse that had been lit. Also, no employee came up from the stairs. We tried to reach Saki, noticed that too, and stopped in his tracks. Before I could even wonder what it was, Alice took Saki in my hand and took off running. When we turned a corner, there was an explosion powerful enough that we could feel it with our bodies in a burst of multicolored lights.
花火？なんであんなものを？さっき来た哲也の彼女って子からもらったの。逃げるならこれを
Very
使って
similar to what happened before. Used fireworks.
哲也先輩の彼女？朝日先輩ってそんな人でしたっけ？
She's just been given a role like that since it's a dream. Probably. She was co-friends with little sister after all. She might actually be the type who made a point to get what she wanted. She is kind of scary. I do think that's actually true. But I prayed that wasn't the case. It was all the stream's fault. Crap, they're starting to gather here, and Hero's planning to escape and going
そういう
downstairs.
ところは高原さんが封鎖してるんじゃないかしら。
Yeah, she's pretty careful when it comes to such things. Before Takara-san, who was a troubled older sister figure who loved Saki, she was a manager of Hasano Security. This was precisely because she was so capable that she had been ordered to be Saki's caregiver.
こっちの階段人がいない。
I was pulling along Saki, so I was going a little slower, but Alice raced forward with such speed that I wondered if she'd be faster than me, even if I didn't have Saki in tow. Stairs going up, huh? The stairs going down were closed off by shutters, and it looked like they'd open easily.
お嬢様、内藤君、覚悟はいいわね。
Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. Takara-san was closing in from behind. We couldn't stop here. Raced up to the next floor, and from behind me, and the side, people trying to capture us appeared. There were no longer any participants among them.
アリスさん、さっきの花火はもうないんですか？まだいくつかあるけど使っちゃっていいの？あんまり人に花火を打ち込むのは。
Yeah, but the situation calls for it. You just chucked one at the guy back there, didn't you?
大丈夫です。ハスナの社員に花火程度で大怪我するようなやばな人はいません。
She wasn't talking about firing people like that or downsizing, was
と
she?
いうかトール、さっきからポケットで何か乗ってるけど。
Who could it be? I wonder if it's Sakura-san's final warning. Hello? I thought it might be Hirosaka, so even without checking, I answered the phone and heard an unexpected voice.
まだきちんと逃げてる？なんか外からわかるくらいに大騒ぎになってるみたいだけど。
She pulling up in Santa's sleigh. El Prez, our hands are full right now, so we'd rather you come and rescue us.
そうですよね。状況は稽古から聞いたわ。
That means Hirosaka's safe, but where are you anyways? I could hear the roar of the wind on her end, so she must have been outside, but...
どこってすごいとこ。あんたとここっちだってば。どこ行くの？
Freaking Yayoi. Next to me, Alice pulled out another fist-sized firework, lit the fuse, and threw it. The fuse brushed up against the walls of the floor and started fires, but it was quite a tricky thing to do.
なんか携帯から弥生の悲鳴が聞こえるんだけど、向こうは何してるの？
That's what I wanted to know, and why are you casually throwing those? From behind, I could hear screams and the explosive sound of fireworks, but don't try this at home or anywhere else. We're breaking the fourth wall.
とりあえずそっちに向かいに行くから屋上に行ってちょうだい。それで、こっちだってば。
Then the call cut off.
それで弥生先輩はなんて言ってたの？
I don't know. Let's go to the roof. Just picking us up to go to the roof. What on earth is she bringing? I thought she had prepared a car and she was waiting with it or something like that, but the roof?
ヘリでも持ってくるのかな？さすが弥生、スケールが違うわね。
wouldn't put it past Club Prez, but I wonder if she had a license for that. I had a terrible feeling about this, but it looked really like it would be difficult to escape downstairs.
先輩のことを信じるの
Yeah, of course. Sounds like she heard the situation from Hirasaka, so I don't think she'd abandon us here. Probably.
ということは上に行けばいいのねよーしそれじゃちゃんとついてきてね
Alice held up the hem of her dress and ran. She did well in an outfit that looked so hard to move in.
兄さんアリスさんちょっと
Lucky didn't seem useless, plus the heels of her shoes almost caused her to trip. I could probably manage until we reached the roof. Why don't you just take those heels off then? Oh. Picking her up. Before Saki could voice an objection, I picked her up.
ヒューヒューかっこいい男の子
I know, we're doing like a little like princess scary. I like it. Don't poke fun. This is actually pretty difficult. Hold on tight, Saki.
兄さんもう降りてくれって言っても離れないわよ
Lucky seemed to be having fun despite the situation, carrying her in the so-called bridal style. Yeah. I guess, is the princess carry where you throw them over your back? I guess that's what it is. I always mix up the two. I'm sorry. I know you guys have pointed that out, that I always say the wrong one. Riverside Alice. Immediately, my arms began to tremble. I like this whole sequence a lot better than the one with Keiko. I don't know why. I didn't really care for much of, like, anything to do with Keiko, like, after, like, we kind of initially met her. I thought she was really cool at first, and then, like, I don't know. I just didn't really like dealing with her dad or anything like that. It just wasn't as fun. I like this a lot better. This was way more fun. Alice finally kicked the door down and ran onto the roof.
迎えて誰も来てないじゃない弥生の嘘つき
I will say the CG with her pointing the gun at her father, that was badass. That was really cool. Before us lay the deserted rooftop. Damn it, is there something else? I lowered Saki and squatted down.
どうせなら最後までカッコつけて欲しかったわ
Don't ask for the impossible. It's not like I work out a whole lot. My arms and legs were killing me, so I had to run. If I had to run anymore, I would rather be left behind.
まさか自分から逃げ場のないところに来るなんてね
To escape from Takahara-san and the others who came up after us, I dragged my shaky legs over to the edge. Our pursuers knew that there was nowhere else we could run, so they didn't rush in to capture us. I had Saki and Alice stand behind me to protect them, but it wasn't like I was really going to do anything. Even if there was only one of them, I wouldn't be able to take them head on. There was only so much I could do as a student against a professional security guard. We couldn't kick our way through like we were in a manga or something.
こんなバカな騒ぎを起こしてもう少し分別があると思っていたの
Well, you thought wrong. Well, it's not like I did it because I wanted
に
to.
いやいややるとかますますたちが悪いと思わないかしら
Touche. The fire escape had long since been blocked. They had their net around us, and it looked like there was nowhere else to escape.
高原さん私は
お嬢様この場で言い訳なさらなくて結構です後で反省はしていただきますけれど
Looked like even Saki wanted to be forgiven unconditionally. That was probably part of Takahara-san's instructions.
この二人を見逃すわけにはいきませんか
世の中には責任というものがありますそれはたとえ学生であるからと逃れられるわけじゃありません
The distinction also had to be made. The Austin placed a lot of emphasis on that. Takahara-san, I understand that if you're going to punish anyone, punish me.
つまりお嬢様とそこのお嬢さんの分を内藤君が引き受けると
It's my fault this happened, so I should take the most
気
responsibility.
にしてるのトールそれでも協力したのは私たちなのよ
Even so, Takahara-san thought it over.
覚悟はできていますか
Yes, you can do anything you want to
何
me.
をですかさすがに命を取るような真似も社会復帰できないようなことをするつもりもありませんが内藤君がけじめをつけるというのであれば私からもお二人のことは取りなしてもらうように口添えしましょう
兄さん高原さん何を言ってるのおかしいわもともとがめちゃくちゃなのにどうしてそんな話をするの
お嬢様
このパーティーがもうめちゃくちゃだっていうのに何私の婚約ってそんなものを押し通そうとした人が責任って何を言っているのどうしてこうなったの兄さんたちは私のために動いてくれただけだわだっていうのに
Saki's words caused Takahara-san to frown just a little.
なんでこんなパーティーが開かれたのまずはそこからおかしいじゃない
それは
説明してください、高原さん。
Seeming to either not be able to remember or not be able to explain, Takara-san was at a loss for
どう
words.
するトール。何個か花火ならあるけど。
You still have some. Is it enough for you to escape on your own? No matter what happened, Saki would probably be fine if she returned to the Hosono house. If Alice could get away, that would be
自分
satisfactory.
だけ犠牲になればなんてバカなこと考えてない？
I'm doing the best I can. As Alice gave me a suspicious look, we heard the same ringtone coming from my pocket as earlier. I gave Takara-san a look and she nodded slightly. Hello? She probably figured that even if I answered the phone, that didn't change the fact that I couldn't escape.
ちょっと変なとこに出て、トールたちがどっちにいるのかわからなくなってきちゃった。
On the other end of the phone, I heard Hirosaka's screams mixed in with the sound of the wind and Club Prez's voice. What was going on? Then if I give you the signal, can you find us?
今どこにいるかさえわかれば、私も近くには来てるのよ。
In that case... Alice, shoot off the fireworks. It doesn't matter where, just don't hit anybody.
了解。危ないから下がっててね。
She was holding a bunch of tiny rocket fireworks in her arms. I didn't know where he got it, but Alice produced a lighter and lit all the fireworks. Without questioning my words for even a moment, she sprang into action all at once. She was so fast that no one was able to stop her.
何をしてるの？
Before she could finish, the fireworks went off between us. The sky rockets, fountains, bottle rockets, and pinwheels all flew into motion, scattering sounds lit everywhere.
兄さん、
And
こん
light
なこと
everywhere.
してどうなるの？
She's signaling the person picking us up. The moment Saki tilted her head in confusion.
メリークリス
We heard a voice far above us. A shape that started out as small as the cap of the pen quickly drew
マス
closer.
仲井とソリ。
Yes. Unlike Saki, I was unable to simply accept what flew into our vision. Caprez, who was holding the reins of the sleigh, and in the back there was a huge white bag. Hirosaka was letting out an unbecoming scream as she desperately clung to the
サ
edge.
ンタクロースのソリ？どうしてこんなところに？
Eh? You're not bothered by this? Was I strange for being bewildered? The sleigh quickly slid past us.
やった。うわあ、弥生、まだ私しか乗ってない。
Alice jumped to the sleigh the moment it passed us, but before I could get on, it flew past us through the
これ
sky.
結構難しいのよ。ほら、いい子だから戻ってちょうだい。
The sleigh flew around above us like it was a roller coaster. It didn't look like it was moving according to Caprez's desires at all.
二人を逃がすな！
Taka-san quickly shouted to her subordinates as they closed in on us. As far as they were concerned, everything would be fine if they could just get Saki back. Even Alice and I got away, we were just a bonus to them. However, even though I was a bonus, didn't mean I could afford to get captured here. Caprez, I have faith in you. The only response I got was Hirosaka's scream and Alice's voice far above us.
信じてるね。
Saki, do you trust
兄
me?
さんのことはずっと信じてるわよ。
Well, good. Apparently understanding what I was about to do, Saki put her arms around my neck. The guards closed in around us, quickly cutting off our escape routes. Takara-san gasped, seeming to notice my plan. I always had the feeling that you doubted me.
そう？私のことを好きって言ってくれる言葉以外は全部信じてるわよ。
Wow, okay, that's really honest of you. I didn't know what the heck, I didn't know what was with that lack of trust, but
だから大丈夫。愛してるわ、トール兄さん。
telling me Toru Nissan was totally unfair. Well then, Takara-san, let's meet again when this ridiculous dream ends. The sleigh made a big loop in the air and circled back towards us. At this rate, it didn't look like it would be able to smoothly come down like before, so I started climbing the fence to match the sleigh's
待ち
trajectory.
なさい！大バカ！そんなことをしたら！
Well then, sweet dreams. That was just like how Maya had been when she disappeared. I yelled Saki and jumped over the
じゃ
fence.
するわね、相変わらず。
Then why didn't you do a better job of picking us up? As she cursed, Clubpress came next to us.
さきちゃん、こっち。
Alice reached out her hand from the back of the sleigh. Saki also reached out and took a hold of her hand. Alice pulled her in, and just when I thought it was my turn, the sleigh wobbled. Ah! I lost my grip. Because of that wobble, Saki had been leaning out of the back, fell towards me. Idiot, why are you so reckless? Saki grabbed
ど
my
っち
hand.
がバカよ。こんなこと先に始めたのは兄さんじゃない。
Even though we might both fall like this, she wouldn't let go.
喧嘩しちゃダメ。
Alice quickly grabbed Saki by the foot.
ちょっと何無茶してるんですか。
Alice lost her balance, but Hirosaka grabbed her from behind.
ちょっとみんな頑張ってね。
Is anyone else just picturing what's happening in their mind right now? Because it's like, we're not really getting any visuals here, so I'm just making it up in my head. Cleopatra hurriedly tilted the sleigh to catch us as the sleigh rose in the sky. And we're back to this. Oh, I thought I was gonna die after somehow being pulled in the sleigh and leaned against the edge of the side. And there's good old Keiko about to throw up on the side. Saki was leaning against me and hugging me. But of course, she was angry. Well, it felt kind of like how I usually felt in that dream, so I figured I'd just wing it. I mean, why would Santa's sleigh be here? It has to be a dream. Even though it turned out fine when she looked at me with that face, it looked like she was about to cry and I couldn't say anything. The prince gently warned us as from the coachman's seat. Saki must have realized that she couldn't afford to cause a ruckus here, so she slowly got off of me. Tagara-san and the others looked at us up from the roof. I love how Alice is just having a great time right there. In the town, we could see people looking up at us and exclaiming, "It's Santa's sleigh!" In response, Cleopatra slowed to a casual glide. On the rooftop of the Tsukio building, Tetsuya and Asahi were looking at us from the party. I guess they made up somehow. That or Tetsuya was going to be disciplined by the Christmas club later. Alice pointed to the sleigh with an excited look in her face. Seeing as how we were riding in it, I couldn't exactly chide her for being ridiculous. The reindeer pulling the sleigh were definitely reindeer, but the one in front had a red nose like the one we had seen on TV earlier. Oh yeah, absolutely. Coincidence, huh? Hirosaka must have been picked up first after we split up. She looked exhausted on her face, and her words had no bite behind them. I looked down wondering just how Alice could call something so packed with people pretty. Live show must have just started because we could hear familiar Christmas songs from below us. At the time, lots of red and green balloons came floating up from below. I can't skip this, can I? I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit just because we've already seen us, flying in the sleigh. I'm assuming there's not gonna be too much in between this, but I do want to kind of like continue on. Okay, so we're now at an interlude. Huh? I thought we'd be riding the sleigh and delivering presents to children in place of Santa Claus, but instead I was dropped off in an out-of-the-way spot. Yeah, so this is definitely a little bit different, because I'm pretty sure we rode around and then we ended up, like, some other place. Getting tugged along by Alice, Saki got down from the sleigh and tilted her head questioningly. Why are you dropping us off? Is it okay for us to get off? Hirosaka said with an annoyed sigh. Club President didn't lose her smile. We weren't flirting. Why was Alice giving me such an incredulous look? Even Hirosaka looked away from us and sighed. Oops. Yeah, after all, you helped us, so... As she gently shook the reins, the red-nosed leader reindeer neighed softly. Just as I came to realize that the reindeer was actually hooting at me, the sleigh floated up into the air. It wasn't leaving yet, but it really looked like we were going to be left behind. Hirosaka let out a truly languid sigh. Hey, wait, is this really okay? What about you, Hirosaka? Your face looks kind of pale. I understand that. I am too. That's okay. The sleigh was either magical or ran on some sort of strange power, so it was pretty stable even though it was so open. I didn't feel that windy or cold. Just like how high it went, riding in it was incredible. You could easily lean out over the edge like we had done earlier, and you could easily fall if you leaned a little too far.
あ、結構。それじゃあ降りる？降りて二人のせっかくのクリスマスに気を使わせるの？
Alfredo's provocative tone caused Hirosaka to shoot her a
降りま
glare.
せん。邪魔もしません。私も行きます。だいたいあなたたち二人だけなんてプレゼントを配りに行った先で子供にどんなトラウマを植え付けかねないか心配です。え、あれ？私もそれに含まれてる？
Well, you probably couldn't stop Club Perez.
あれ？私が子供の教育に悪いっていうのは確定事項なの？
Let's just look. Yes. The answer to that question is yes. Said the young woman who had no idea how poisonous her current attire was to children's eyes, but naturally no one replied.
まあいいわ。時間ももったいないし、プレゼント与えたのに届かない子供がいるとかわいそうだものね。
Jingle and jingle, the sound of the bells around the reindeer's necks were refreshing.
あ、だからちょっと。メリークリスマス！いい夜を過ごすのよ。
With that, the sleigh slid into the sky with ease. Midway through, I thought I heard a scream slip out of Hirosaka, but there was nothing I could do. The snow that had been falling earlier had disappeared without sticking. They really left us.
そうね。
We watched as the sleigh quickly turned into a speck in the sky. Now what should we
うち
do?
はさすがに帰れないと思うんだけど。
Yeah, probably not. Suya had just barely escaped from the party venue, so she couldn't just casually show up at home. That's true. I didn't know how long this party dream was continuing, but I doubted it was already over. At least Saki couldn't go home until we made sure it was safe. Maybe that would be tomorrow, or maybe it would be further in the future. In that case, I guess it would have been better if we stayed on the sleigh until we were farther away.
そうね。
Saki took my hand. We weren't wearing gloves, so both of our hands were frozen. Now what should we do? Would it be best if we got away from this town? But Alice had said her neighboring town was enveloped by the dream plants. In that case, where did Club Prez and the others go to deliver presents? Alice had said her neighboring town. Okay, so she lives in the next town over? Is that true?
ねえ、兄さん。兄さんはサンタさんからのクリスマスプレゼントなのよね。
Saki's voice interrupted my train of thought. Judging for what she said, I guess so. Saki squeezed my hand
だっ
tighter.
たら、兄さんは私のものよね。
Saki? Saki pressed her lips tightly together. She had a look on her face that said she was holding something back. But when she looked up at me, her cheeks were
今日
red.
は兄さんと一緒にいたい。
Her hand was shaking, apparently from nervousness. And her eyes were glistening too. Her attitude and expression tugged at my feelings. Don't you mean tonight? As I said as I desperately held my ground, I could no longer look away from her.
意地悪。わかってるくせに。
Does Saki even know what sort of feelings I was fighting back? Inadvertently, I almost hugged her, but Saki placed her hand on my chest.
二人っきりになりたい。それまで我慢。ね。
She gave a resigned smile as though I was being greedy. Okay. If I held back now, what would happen later? And Saki was acting much more like an adult than I was. I was far too impatient. We'll figure something out. With that, I released Saki's shoulders. Well, that worked out. I held on to Saki's hand as we made it to the front of my apartment. I sighed in relief.
大丈夫なの？
Yeah, probably. We snuck in to avoid the hostile security people at the entrance to my apartment building. The way we did it was simple. I took a page from Alice and made a key that led to the door on the roof of a building and went through that. Reason it didn't lead us to my apartment or to the entrance was because there would be trouble if they were waiting for us there. I left Saki and gone to take a quick look, but there were only familiar faces at the entrance to the building. Looks like there's no one in the apartment either. I guess it's fine. I got out my key and opened the door to my apartment as quietly as I could. There was no one waiting to ambush us, so we entered, but since there were guards at the entrance, maybe it'd be best if we didn't turn on the lights. Thought it would be easier if we went to the hotel or something. Saki entered behind me and shook her head. When we were discussing where we should go, Saki had insisted on my apartment. Even though it was a bit risky, we made it back.
よくわからないところよりここがいいの。
Saki almost looked like she did when she was little. But with her fancy clothes and makeup, which she didn't usually wear, she looked very different from her normal self, and that made it hard for me to relax. I turned on the TV to hide the fact. I figured it'd be okay since the sound was mostly turned down and the light was being blocked by the curtains.
先ほど水教師にサンタクロースが訪れていると視聴者の方から投稿がありました。
It would be one thing if it was the local news, but the fact that it got mentioned in the middle of a national Christmas special really
ラ
shocked
イブ
me.
会場の上空を飛んでいたところがカメラにも収められています。こちらがその映像です。
The footage had been shown on the monitor at the live show venue appeared before me. The sleigh was being shown amidst the falling snow and balloons which had been released from the venue. I was relieved to see that you couldn't really make out our faces. What should we do? Should we change out of these clothes? I looked away from the TV and turned around as Saki put her arms around my neck. Her face slowly approached mine. Unable to shake her off, Saki and I kissed.
さっきでき
Oh.
なかった続き
Yeah, you're gonna continue? But by continue, you mean before I've been acting, so we didn't look suspicious. But there was no reason to act
ど
here.
うしたの？さっき置いていかれた時はあんなに私のことを欲しそうな目で見てたのに。
The tone that sounded like the old Saki, she said something the current Saki would probably say. That's because, you know, the lingering touch of her kiss on my lips made me think of something else. I wanted her even though I'd resisted those feelings all
何
this
がちょ
time.
っとなのかしら。ね、兄さん。
Saki looked up at me with feverish eyes. My sense of reason wavered. What would happen if I made a move on Saki? No, I could make a move on her. Would I be able to hold back? That had always been the question.
女の私から言わないとダメなの？
Yeah, I think she'll let you make a move on her. I get this feeling. Like I said, that's...
これ以上ごまかさないでよ。
Saki murmured with her arms still around my neck. She was pressed right up against me and I could feel her softness through her thin dress. I focused on that softness. It was a sensation that I had focused on many times before.
また俺はどうしたいの？ねえ兄さん、お願い我慢しないでよ。私の相手は兄さんがいいの。お願い兄さん、他の相手なんかじゃ嫌。兄さんに。
I thought it would be someday with someone else. The moment I imagined that, I knew I couldn't hold back anymore. What would happen if I didn't hold back? Is that really okay? When I said this, Saki's eyes widened.
してほしいって言ってるの。
Seeming surprised at my answer, she looked at me with upturned eyes. I thought maybe her fidgety restlessness would help me calm down, but instead seeing Saki act in a way that she didn't usually made me think that we were about to do wouldn't be the usual thing either. Saki,
何兄さん。
I'm sorry, I might not be able to be gentle. I pulled the bewildered Saki's hand. I wasn't violent, but I gave into my emotions as I pushed Saki down onto the bed. Okay, I am gonna probably cut it here, just because I'm assuming they're gonna get into some stuff, and it's like I can't show that anyway, so I'll be back in a moment. I suddenly heard voices. They woke me up. Huh? Ah. The loud voices were coming from the other side of the front door. I looked and saw that the door was slightly ajar. Well, hey Saki. I thought maybe Takara-san and the others found out we were here, but the voices were too high-pitched and the feel behind them was different. Plus, I could feel a ton of cold air coming in from the crack even though I was in bed.
ダメだから。ダメだってば。無理。ここはダメだって。
It was dark outside. I couldn't really see anything, but I could tell there was an argument going on.
何よ。早く日本に帰りたいからって釘を出したのはアリスでしょ。何じらして楽しんでるの。
So they ended up there. We just didn't. Thought that I screwed up the destination.
トールの部屋でしょ。大丈夫よ。多少お楽しみの最中でも。もう寒さで限界なのよ。グリーンランド舐めてたわ。
I know, that's the thing that sucks. Greenland is actually icy, and then Iceland is actually green. Like, they just totally screwed up the names.
アリスだってずっと寒い寒いって泣いてたじゃない。1秒でも早く日本に帰りたいって。そうだけど。ほら、なら早くしないと。見てごらんなさい。稽古なんてほら、もう動かなく。あれ動かん。稽 稽古ちょっと稽古うわー本当に動かなくなってる
Keiko's getting frostbite.
ああこんなことならあの時のラーメンのスープのしっかりしてあ弥
Then the door to my apartment was thrown open with a bang. A blizzard blew in all at once. The darkness must have meant that it was night outside. Ah, cold. Temperature of the room was by no means warm to begin with, and now it went down even more. I went to wrap the futon around Saki, but it turned out I was alone in bed.
アリスは早く稽古を連れてこっち来なさいトールちょっとお邪魔するわよ
That's fine. Wait, no it isn't. I'm not wearing anything right now.
別に今サキちゃんとお楽しみの真っ最中だったわけでもなしグダグダ言わないこっちは稽古がもう限界なのよほら
Alice entered the apartment carrying Hirosaka on her back. Cleppers pulled them in and closed the door before they collapsed in the entryway. Where did you guys come from? Maybe they flew here from a strange dream. They did mention Greenland just a second ago.
配達終わったからサンタさんにソリ返してきたんだけど
Alice remained on the floor. She looked exhausted.
あんな極寒の地で放り出されるとは思わなかったわ
The two of them looked extremely fatigued, like they had just escaped a terrible nightmare. Hirosaka was lying down next to them. Oh, hey. Yeah, Hirosaka, are you okay? Hey. I started to stand up, but I wasn't wearing anything underneath, not even underwear. Since I was in front of the girls, it hesitated. Just then, the door of the shower opened. Okay, we'll continue on from here, because I think I can show this. I'll just show you guys some of the dialogue. He was naked, couldn't get up. They had to get Keiko in the bath. Saki was a little bit undressed, so that's why I'm skipping this. Actually, look, it would be bad if we didn't do that. We had to get Hirosaka's clothes off. Saki was giving her usual chilled expression. Gathered up the blankets and turned around.
この服どうやって脱がせばいいのああそんなとこ引っ張っても脱げないわよ多分この辺りに結び目があ脱げた平坂さん大丈夫ですか
Hirosaka moaned slightly in response. At the same time, I had my back to everyone was pulling out my own clothes.
冷た裸で抱えようとすれば冷たいわよちょっとそっちだけ抱えて
Took a little time and effort, but it seemed like they succeeded in getting Hirosaka to the shower. Soon I heard the sound of running water again. Thinking it was okay now, I looked back and my eyes met Alice's. Alice, why are you looking at me?
トールがこっちを振り向かないかと思って見張ってたあとなんかやることなかった
I didn't have anything better to do. Like I would look, and also stop staring at me. I was naked with nothing but a comforter around my waist. To be honest, I didn't want to be stared at.
何よ昨日はサキちゃんに散々見られたくせに
That's different. Alice made a strange sound. Her face was a little red. That's not related to this. I'm putting on some clothes to face the other way. I threw a bath towel at the two of them. When Saki and Hirosaka come out, use that. You're free to scrounge around if you need anything else. Asked Saki. I heard they put on some underwear and pants.
サキちゃんに聞けってトールはどうするの
I would just get in the way, and the two of you want to change too, don't you? The snow on them had melted, their hair and clothes were soaking wet. I'll go buy some food, call or text me when it's okay for me to come back. Put on a jacket and grab my wallet and phone before trying to leave my apartment.
ごめんなさいねせっかく二人だけにしておこうと思ったんだけど
They had enough, okay?
それ
they
私
they
が
had enough.
無理やり扉開けたの弥生だよね
No, it's fine. It really looked like Hirosaka was in trouble. Oh, man. Even though I had crossed the line with Saki, I still didn't feel any less agitated. I wonder when I'd calm down enough to feel embarrassed. I went to a nearby convenience store before I headed over to a bread shop and various other places. After taking my time, I returned to the front of my apartment. I think we'll end it here. We're about at the 2-hour mark. We got through quite a lot. I wanted to do that this episode. I just think there was a lot of interesting, funny moments there, so I wanted to at least show those. I tried to skip over some stuff that I felt like we kind of either had already seen or just didn't really matter. Because we've already like kind of seen like a Christmas sequence. I mean, obviously this was like a version with Saki, and there was a lot of changes. But I feel like we'd already kind of seen overall a lot of this stuff, so I didn't want to show every single bit of it. I was like, just for time, I'd rather get through more and start working towards Saki's route here. But I wanted to at least show the parts that were interesting, like with Saki or with with Alice. We actually got a lot of Alice time this episode, so that was kind of interesting. Not what I expected, but I'll take it. I've been really wanting to get to know her better and see our interactions with her more, so that was good. Anyways, though, I think we'll end it here. I think this is a good spot to stop, and we'll hopefully get into her route next episode. I think we're really close because we just got past Christmas, and then I think we're gonna maybe have some New Year's stuff. I'll skip over if it's too similar to what we did before, but maybe there'll be something new with Saki. Uh, and then hopefully we can like make it to her route. So, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode.